Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kiana. If you're interested in watching how I transform this wig, I'm going to create an ombre look. So I'm going to take the wig from looking like this and I'm going to transform it into looking like this. If you're interested in seeing how, like I said, I got these highlights, this look, please make sure that you continue to watch. Make sure that you subscribe, you like, as well as comment. Thanks, guys. So let's get started. So first you're going to need the hair, of course. Then you're going to need a container for your bleach and lightener. You're going to need some gloves, a comb, the lightening powder, some clips, some more powder, and then a 40 developer. Oh, and the knife to mix it all together. So now what you're going to do is you're going to start with mixing your products together. I do have the package just because the container that I have, it's running out. All lighteners, they do the same job, so it's not going to interfere or anything like that. So you're just going to dump the ingredients into the cup, add your developer. And no, I didn't use measurements, but the generic measurement when you are doing lightener and developer, you are wanting to do 1 part powder to 1 part developer. What that means is for every scoop of lightener that you have, you're wanting to have, for every scoop of lightener that you have, you're wanting to have 1 scoop of developer. And that's what's going to give you the perfect consistency every single time. You just implement that as how much product you're going to use. So you're going to put the gloves on. Guys, please make sure you put gloves on just simply because this stuff will burn your skin. It is ammonia and it will burn. However, a little tip is if it ever starts to burn, if you have any aloe vera, if you put it on your skin, it'll stop the burning. So now I'm just going to separate the hair. I didn't have like any type of strategic plan. I just wanted like I got bored with the wig and I wanted to transform it into something for spring, summertime. So I'm just starting with the ends of the hair. You're wanting to start with the ends just strictly because that's going to be the lightest part. So I'm putting it there first and I'm just working my way up. I didn't use like an application brush or anything like that. I basically use my hands. I just feel like my hands give me more control of the product, as well as allow for me to make sure that I am thoroughly coating every strand of the hair. That is definitely an essential part to this coloring process. You have to make sure that you coat everything thoroughly or you're going to have inconsistency within your coloring. So as you can see, like I said, I am just going up and working the product into the hair. I am wiping my hands off as I do this because I have to go into the parts to create more subsections. So you are wanting to be really like particular about this because you don't want any mess ups. You don't want any hot spots, bleach getting to places that it doesn't necessarily need to go. So I'm just taking my hand and I'm applying it. Like I said, it just allows me to control the product more. No, I would not do this to an actual client's hair, but for the sake of a wig, extensions, this is how I do it. I freehand it. So once you have like an idea, or like if you find a picture on Instagram, YouTube, whatever, and you're trying to replicate it, you have to understand what you're looking at. 9 times out of 10, no one just did this in one step. Bleaching hair, ombreing hair, balayaging hair, it takes time. It's a strategic thing. You have to know the placement and what ultimately you're trying to achieve. So another tip is to make sure that you thoroughly coat the hair. A tip that my instructor taught me when I was in cosmetology school is apply it like you're applying your lotion. You don't miss any spots on your skin. You don't, put more lotion in one place than the other. You distribute the lotion properly. So kind of keep that same mindset, and you're wanting to evenly coat the hair. I always oversaturate the hair just simply because I would rather all of the hair to be covered than to miss spots, and then I have to do more work. So what you see me doing now is basically blending the transition from the dark into the ombre look. And what that means is I'm taking a comb, a rat tail comb, and I'm just combing through the product and the hair. And as you can see, it kind of creates these lines. And what these lines do is as you kind of jagged them, it creates like a gradient effect. What you do not want is a line of demarcation. That is a no-no. You don't want a distinctive line between the dark roots into the ombre. That's not cute. So as you can see, like I said, I'm being really particular. I'm wiping off any places that I put bleach that I do not want, because like I said, you don't want to over process other areas in the hair that you're not looking to process. So as I said, you're just going to continue to distribute the product all over the hair. And as you can see, I'm constantly checking the other sections to make sure that they're not transitioning or changing colors quicker than the other parts. You always want to keep an eye on the hair, just because, like I said, you don't want to over process one section. You want it to all be a uniformed look. So you have to be really meticulous about how you are doing this. You want to make sure that your placement is the same on both sides. You're wanting to make sure that the product is going to the same, like the area. So I was done with that section, and well, with that bleaching process, I had to do it twice. This is what it looked like after the very first bleaching session. It's still kind of dark, but ultimately it gives me a base color. And what I mean by base color is the color that will be the predominant color, in every other like color that you see in the hair would just basically be highlights. So as you can see, I'm just redoing the process all over again. This is a very tedious process. You're not going to get your results within the first try. Unless you're about to really severely damage your extensions. It is going to take steps. You're going to have to, I did this 4 times. It didn't bother me, just simply because I knew what I was going for. So this is the second application process. This time I did incorporate foil just because I wanted it to move quicker. I wanted the processing time to kind of double it. And because this is not attached to your scalp, because what you may not know is how the color is processing is through your body's natural heat. So as your scalp is producing heat, the developer and the lightener is doing a chemical effect, which is ultimately what's stripping your hair of its natural color. So because I do not have, or this hair or wig isn't growing from my scalp, in order to offset that, you add aluminum foil. And another tip is when you are using foil, you don't want to put it on the shiny side, because the shiny side is going to over process the hair. You want to keep it on the smooth side, because that part is what is going to keep the heat in and allow the heat to distribute the product thoroughly and evenly throughout the hair that you're coloring. So I'm just taking my time applying it. Like I said, I really didn't have like a strategic plan. I use my hands when I'm doing extensions just because it takes a while. It's not growing from your scalp. There's a lot of factors into why I do it. It's just easier for me to use my hands than an application brush. One is faster. That's the predominant thing. It's much faster to apply the bleach onto the hair. Well, lightener. So I'm just smoothing it in, massaging it in, making sure that all of the hair is covered. Now that I'm done with that, this is like the third step. I kind of cut a part out, but this is how I created the highlights. As you can see, it's like every other area has a lightener, and then the rest, I left it as the base color. And this was after the third bleaching process. So I'm just making sure that everything is even before I, let it process and go away and have to come back. So I went to go shampoo it out, and this is what it looked like. Initially, I thought it was okay. I ended up going back to bleaching it again But ultimately, after I did the third process, I went, like I said, I had the intentions of not bleaching the hair ever, like over again. So I just went ahead and toned the hair. Now, this is where a lot of people kind of miss this step. You have to tone blonde. If you are going for that warm, like reddish orange tone, then by all means live your life, sis. Do what you got to do. But for me, that's not what I was going for. I wanted it to be more golden, more honey brown, honey blonde. I didn't want any red, any brassiness. So this is the step that you need to take. It is essential. It is imperative. So the toner that I used was by Wella. It's in the color T18, which is, I think it's called lightest ash blonde. And ultimately the ash is the cool tone. So when you are coloring your hair and it's pulling red or orange, those are warm tones. In order to offset that, you have to kind of do the opposite to give you the result that you want. So if you ever seen anyone with green hair that was supposed to be blonde, let them know they need to put something warm on it to cancel some of that green out. So I'm kind of doing the reverse. I'm applying a cool tone, which is, it's kind of purple when you apply it, to kind of take away some of the brassiness. But you want to watch it, because what can happen is, like I said, the more cool that you deposit into the warmer colors, is going to start to pull off a green hue, and you do not want the green hue. That's not cute. And different lightings is going to be what gives you that green hue. So anywho, this is the next day. This is after I toned it, and then I did a fourth bleaching process because I wanted it to be a little bit more blonder. So now I'm taking my Shimmer Light shampoo, and I'm going to shampoo the product out. I did this twice, and then I used Herbal Essence shampoo and conditioner, Hello Hydration, to further shampoo and put the moisture back into the hair. So now I shampooed, conditioned it, everything is done. Now I'm about to blow dry the hair out. This took forever because for some reason this hair retained so much water. It took me forever. I eventually took the wig off the mannequin head and I popped it on my head because I had more control, and I just went ahead and blow dried it out. But this is what it started to look like. As you see, as it's drying, you can see the true color. I did also, because I forgot to mention, in the front, in my bang area, I did do like a slice. And what I mean by slice is I took a part of how I want the color to lay in my bang, and I focused primarily on that section to create, as you can see in the end, that highlight that I have in my bang. This is kind of becoming a trend where people are taking like just like a part of their bang and making it like a predominant color, and then the rest of the hair a different color. And I think it's cute. It highlights the facial features. But yeah, so anywho, I'm still blow drying. Like I said, it took me about 30 minutes to get the hair dry. But the blow dryer that I have is by Baby Bliss. I'm not sure how they pronounce their name. It's a really good blow dryer. I think it's titanium or something. I really don't know, but however the heat is constructed, it gets the hair nice and straight and silky. As you can see, this is what it looked like when it was done. It was the color that I wanted. It was placed properly. Everything was how I wanted it to be. And like I said, here you can see where the front is, where the highlighted bang is. Right there. That's where I did the highlight bang. So anywho, I am about to get ready to style the unit. So this is like my typical look that I always go for. Yeah, I could have left it straight. I really like it straight. But I wanted a little bit more pizzazz. I wanted that, Kiana touch. So I went in and I just created some sections to part out the hair. And now I'm about to begin curling it with my flat iron. My flat iron, as you all know, I've said it multiple times, it's the same flat iron. I had it for about 3 years. It came from Walmart. It's by Remington. It was like $25. I'm not even sure if they still make it, but it still works for me and I love it. The heat still comes. I don't have any issues. And as you can see, it curls. So the key to curling with the flat iron, and I know it's kind of difficult, is you have to, it's all in your wrist. You have to turn your wrist as you're turning the flat iron. And I know it kind of looks complicated, but you have to like open and close the plates and feed the hair through and twist it in the direction that you want it to go. 9 times out of 10, I curl my hair away from my face. I don't do it towards my face. I don't really like that look. As you can see, I was kind of also having trouble. The wig kept falling off the mannequin head because I was too lazy to go search for my wig pins to pin it down. But anyway, I am still curling the hair all over. As you can see, the curls are coming out so gorgeous. It's my favorite look, curling with a flat iron. Plus, it's fast. It took me about 15 minutes to curl my hair. Well, curl the wig. So I am still just curling. And as you can see, the blonde is gorgeous. This is probably the lightest that I personally go, just because I'm not into all of those other colors. I think I'm going to start trying it though. So this is almost the finished product. This is what the back looks like. As I said, it looks amazing. I love these curls. Like I said, the transition from the black or from the dark roots into the blonde and the brown is just gorgeous. There's highlights, low lights, chocolates, honey blondes. There's even some really brighter blondes, but you have to be here in person in natural light to see that. But it's really gorgeous, and I love the way the color turned out. So I'm taking the She spray, the She spritz, sorry, I had a brain fart, and I was just spraying it on the curls just to make sure that they last throughout the day. But yeah, this is ultimately the end result before I apply it on my head. And it's a lace closure wig. It's a 4x4 lace closure wig. The hair came from LONGQI Hair Company. They're an AliExpress vendor. Their details and a link to their hair would be in the description box. They do have like this big sale going on for tax time. So you should definitely check it out. The hair is definitely affordable. They sent me 4 24 inches and a 4x4 18-inch closure. And the hair took the color very well. It's still bouncy. It's still silky. There isn't shedding. There isn't any tangling. The hair isn't dry. It's not brittle. And like I said, I colored the hair, or I bleached the hair 4 times, plus the toner. So 5 applications of developer, and the hair still came out gorgeous. As you can see, it's gliding through. I know it's kind of sped up a little bit, but it's gliding through with no issues. But yeah, I love this look. Like I said, it took me about 15 minutes to do. And yeah, the color came out. I'm so obsessed with this color. Yeah, it came out better than I thought. I really loved it. So this is the end result. Like I said, you can see in the front the bang. This is what it looks like on me, and how the end result look. It's a lace closure wig, so I really didn't apply it with anything. I just popped it on. So yeah, I love the results. If you all have any other questions, please make sure that you leave a comment or inbox me. But thank you guys so much for your time. Until next time. Bye, guys.